This is 26. I checked.
Oh, it's
So
number
welcome to
26?
Vaguely
All right.
Inconsistent. 2/3 of us are here.
Yeah.
Lou sent us a text at, let me find it.
9:51.
Yes.
It is now
He
10:20.
said, he said, I will be 20 minutes late. Lost track of the day.
So now
It
it's
has
30
been
minutes.
like 30 minutes. So we'll
Mhm.
see how long it takes him to get here for real. I
Hi,
don't want
Jack.
to deep dive into too much without him here, but it's going to be funny when he shows up late.
Yeah. This is what's going to get us the views. Is watching him flip his wig.
Hopefully he has pants on.
Yeah, that's the hope. We all
He
know he has
doesn't
a
usually
better
have
cam
pants on
now.
when he starts.
How are you doing, Jack?
I'm good. I was taking training classes at work this week,
Yeah.
so
What
it was
about?
cool. They adjusted me to work. Like I still get my 10 hours, right? So I'm still
Sure.
on the schedule, but I was working like 8 to 4, and then I think today was 9 to 5. So I only worked 8 hours, but I got 10 hours. Amazing.
Nice. Always good when you get
Um,
bonus hours.
we'll talk about it a little bit more when Luke gets here. Um, but I signed up to be like peer support because we haven't talked about a lot. My job is fucked up. As a 911 operator, police dispatcher, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Just listening to it, the stuff we've dealt with, deal with. Um, so to me, it's important that I get myself training to help, especially the new kids that are coming in.
Well, because you've always been really good at compartmentalizing your stuff. So like
Right,
you you're affected by things, but you don't let it affect you over time. Like you're one of those
right,
that like, okay, cool, like this shit happened, burp, burp, it's in the box, it's in the back of the closet. I don't have to ever look think about it
right.
again if I don't, you know. And so you're not
Yeah,
one of those, you're not like me where if I'm on the 911 call and somebody calls in, it's like I'm having an emergency, I'd immediately be like, oh god, okay, okay, tell me, but don't tell me. Don't give me that much detail. Like
first off, call 911. Wait, I am 911.
let me get you in touch with somebody that can actually help you.
We need someone that's more adult here.
Hey, I'm just more in touch with my feelings, okay?
I mean, like I feel bad for him, but I think I can remove myself
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
that situation. It's not happening to me,
Right.
so I can keep that in check a little bit. I'm like, okay, so this is an emergency. It's happening to someone else. I can help them. I've had the training to
Yep.
help people in emergency situations.
Yeah.
So I got to do it because that's my role. That's why did the job.
Yeah.
Um, Stereotypical, why do you want to do this job? I want to help people. That's for real me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to help people. I was driving forklifts before, so I was like, is this what I want to do for my life? Driving forklifts is fun as hell. No slam against anybody that still does it, because that driving forklifts is cool. It's manly,
And it's
but
important. It's important.
it is
People got to be in those warehouses doing that work. Otherwise, you wouldn't get, stores wouldn't get stocked. Like, you know, businesses wouldn't be able
exactly
to open
somebody has
because
to
they
load those
wouldn't.
trucks.
Yeah. You wouldn't have, if in your last job, businesses wouldn't be able to open, buildings wouldn't be able to open because they wouldn't have the wire that you supplied, you know, like,
Exactly.
you know,
So they're important jobs. It wasn't for me anymore. I
yeah.
wanted something more for myself.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, you know what? I should go do something else. I started looking at like firefighter, paramedic kind of stuff. And then a buddy of mine had gone to lunch and they had this recruitment flyer for the police department. And he's like, dude, we should go be cops. And I'm like, I've been thinking about doing something like that. And when we moved to Vegas in '05, my wife was like, you should go be a police dispatcher. That sounds like something you would do. I'm like, okay, I'll
Coincidentally,
look into
that's
it,
when
right?
Superbad came out. So you guys were just going to be Seth Rogen and
Right.
Bill Hader, and
Pretty much. So she'd said, you should do this. I'm okay, I'll look into it. So I'm looking at the study guide. They're like, you have to know how to spell stuff. And I'm like, Cimarron? Ain't no way ever spelling Cimarron. Fuck that. I'm going to go be a warehouse worker still. So, I mean, did it work out? Well, yeah, because I met, the guy at work. I'm still friends with him. He did become a cop. Um, and just the way that life still went,
Mhm.
not being a dispatcher then worked out fine.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I missed out on anything. Obviously, I could have retired a couple years earlier, but it is what it is.
But I mean, you've been doing this now for
It'll be 16 years next week.
16 years. Yeah. Well,
16 years.
and what percentage would you say of people who come in who are like, yeah, I'm an operator, I want to help people. How many of them wash out because they can't hack it because of the emotional toll? Because I mean, again, like you guys are the front. I mean, while cops and firefighters and all of that are, they're the first responders. The reality is, you guys are the first responders because
Mm.
you're the person that has to decide who gets involved. So
Right,
you're deciding, do they need a ambulance? Do they need a fire truck? Do they need a police? Do they just need a intervention, right? Do they need
right,
public response? Just somebody to come and talk somebody
right,
off of a metaphysical ledge. So like your job is almost more important because you have to pick the right people to go, like
right, right. Um, for the emotional part, it's probably not as high as the people that just can't get the job. I mean, talking, typing, all that stuff,
yeah,
we gotta make snap decisions. Like our job
yeah,
is literally life and death.
right,
So if, like you said, somebody calls, like, I'm having an emergency, and you just like freeze up, you're like, okay, cool. Okay, get over yourself. Let's help these people.
right.
So I think some people can't get past even that. But
Okay.
there are people, when they're new, or even if they've been there a minute, the first time they hear somebody commit suicide over the phone, they're like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm out. We had a couple people leave after the Mandalay Bay shooting. My link worked at least to get me to the loading page, but Edge is not responding.
I
For
guess we're
Lou,
gonna have to keep talking.
we are waiting while recording.
Not best
He
podcast
needs to get a
ever.
job so he can get a new laptop.
Yeah, no shit.
We need to do a GoFundMe. Get Lou a
There
new
you go.
laptop.
We need $800.
um, so there is that aspect of it. Some people like the physical part of the job, talking, typing, memorizing the questions we order. We ask them in a specific order. It's a specific and most efficient order that we've found from doing this,
Right.
to get everything we need as quick as possible. And it's not to sound cold or uncaring, but it's it's to get to the next call, right? Because there are other people calling 911.
Right.
So
There's
we
not
need to
just one
help
emergency
move
that's
on.
happening at a given time.
3,000 911 calls a day
Yeah.
in a 24-hour period here in Las Vegas. And that's just our agency. That's not counting the other two agencies that we have here in town.
So
So,
which level are you at as far as, are you city of Las Vegas or are you Clark County, or how does that?
city and county. Our police
Okay.
department is city and county. So
Okay.
we do all of Clark County except for Henderson and North Las Vegas. They have their own dispatch centers.
Okay.
But we do everything down to Laughlin, um, Mount Charleston, uh, Prim down on the border,
Okay.
and Red Rock, all the way out to like Lake Mead.
Wow.
So if it's
Okay.
not
So one day you'll be
Mesquite
smart
has
enough.
their own too,
What is that?
but
Who does?
Mesquite they have their own. I
Mesquite.
think they're
Okay.
still part of Clark County too. They're further up north.
Normally we'd insert a map here that would show the area.
Right.
Someday.
Pause.
100.
Go to Google. Look it up. Um, but I mean, over the 16 years I've been there, obviously I have heard some of the worst things
Right.
imaginable.
Yeah.
I worked the Mandalay Bay shooting. I was there. I wasn't there, but I came in the immediate aftermath of it.
Hmm.
I think I got back to work. I had worked my 10 hours, came home. I was getting ready for bed, and I got a call from the supervisors like, "Yep, come back. It's like for real, for real."
Yeah. Oh, a
Um, so I
hashtag
worked
trigger
that.
warning, just to get
Yeah,
that out of the way. Because, like, yeah, for any
yeah,
of our 3 listeners, this is,
yeah. In case you were at the festival when the shooting happened.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so we went through all that. We thought it was a whole terrorist thing, shooters going up and down the strip. Um, so that was a lot. I've heard people die on the phone. They came home and found their loved ones dead, kill themselves. Somebody ran over the baby one time. It's messed up. But I've always been really good. Like as soon as I hit my car after my shift, done.
You put it in the
Like I
trunk
wouldn't
and
even hardly remember like what I
yeah,
did today. Coping mechanism. Am I burying it? Is it going to trigger me someday? Maybe. Uh, but it works. I mean, obviously, I've
yeah,
been doing it 16 years, so obviously something is working the way
yeah.
that I handle things.
Of course, the ones that stand out the most are the Elmo feeling up tourists on in front of the
Yes,
Bellagio. Those calls, I'm
pretty much.
sure,
Yeah,
those sit
top.
with you.
Yeah, so many. Chewbacca fighting Master Chief was the best.
And it wasn't even Chewbacca; it was just a hairy guy. But
It was Duke. He was there for the weekend.
yep, that was me. Fucking Master Chief. It
Oh.
was not a game accurate costume, and I had to call him out on.
But so, I mean, I've been through it. 16 years in this job is a lot. I mean, most people don't even last 16 years in any job, but
Yeah,
this job especially. So that's why I was taking this class. Will it look good on a resume if I try to promote? Yes, obviously.
yeah,
But I just want to be in a position where I can help people, uh, our people, so
yeah,
that thankfully we haven't had anybody commit suicide. We haven't had anybody, like go super off the deep end with
yeah.
all the stuff that we deal with.
You haven't had anybody lash out or anything like that because of
Exactly. So, what could it happen? Will it happen? Probably.
yeah,
So I just want to be able to put myself to maybe recognize it before it gets to a head. Be
yeah.
like, you know what? This person's not doing so hot. We need to talk to them, get them some help.
But
So
you've also
that's what I did all week.
but you've also talked about how the organization as a whole is a lot different than when you started, as far as them handling certain situations and being more respectful of people's, I'm going to say feelings, but maybe people's reactions to things. Because I know we've talked a couple of times about how if
Mhm.
there was a shooting, they would have you just go sit in the parking lot for 15 minutes, but now you'll get the rest of the shift off, type of
Right.
thing. Like, so I feel like they're doing a better job overall of recognizing that, hey, like, unless they're okay, and even if they're okay, they just might not know they're not okay, right? Like,
Exactly.
you might witness something or be witness to something, and they're going to say, hey, you need to go home for the rest of the shift. And you're like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. But are you? Like, just go home,
Exactly.
take advantage of it,
Mhm.
like that type of thing. So,
Yeah. And when I started, it was very macho, manly cop stuff.
yeah,
Uh, we don't cry. We don't have emotions. We help people. We don't need help. So they've gotten a lot better about that
oh,
kind of stuff.
echo.
I think Lou's here. Maybe.
But,
Sort of.
Just
hi,
so you
Lou.
know, Lou, we started recording without you. Just
We're 15 minutes in.
Sounds good. I can't get the camera to where I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm about to rage quit.
Oh. So, what's changed since last week?
Nothing.
interesting.
Huh.
Freaking, that's just what it happens sometimes with this computer. It's old.
And you only have Edge on it? You don't have Chrome or anything else on it?
Well, I have the one that can't use Firefox. Like I'm just trying to switch it so it uses the external camera, and it won't even let me into those settings.
I mean, you can hear us, so
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you guys just fine. That part's cool.
you just can't see us
We're
making
echoing
videos.
though, so you may want to. Can you turn off the echo cancel? I think we had you turn off the echo cancellation last time.
It's off.
Huh. Okay.
Rude.
Huh. All right. Well, I guess we'll just talk quieter then. Because you can adjust all this after, right, Jack? So if I turn down my volume.
Some of it, yeah.
Well, if it's doing that echo thing again, I'll just get the headphones. That's no big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the headphones, please. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird that he can't even change the camera or anything.
Right?
Freaking took 15 minutes just for it to get out of the not responding
Wake up.
mode. Yeah. Was it Firefox was fine. It only messed up when I switched to Edge.
We were saying we're gonna have to do a GoFundMe for you to get you a laptop.
Yep.
So I got one. I just need to send it to Duke so he can fix it.
Hey, I did get the cup, so you have the right address. So.
Oh, that arrived quicker than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. So
right on.
I'm gonna try to go tomorrow. We'll see. Or no, it's next weekend. So it's next weekend. So I should be able to go because I don't think I have any plans. So I'll read.
Oh yeah, I was like, I thought you said it wasn't until September. I'm like, shit,
yeah,
man.
September.
It's September. Exactly.
Yeah.
That didn't quite register. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I guess we'll talk about it later. We don't need to waste fantasy football draft times availability for. So what did I miss? You guys said you guys started. What did I miss?
So this week I was taking a training class. Duke brought up that text message I sent you guys earlier.
Oh,
you were probably asleep.
Probably.
Basically, he said he appreciated both of us.
Yes. So I was taking a peer support class for work. So we've been talking about my job and all this stuff. So it's talking about how like my job's evolved from like all this macho manly, we don't cry, we're the helpers, we don't ask for help stuff, to more of a yes, we will help.
We'll help you and we'll help them.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
So when I sent you guys that, it was what the heck do they call it? A grateful project. Kind of like if you feel appreciation for things, it helps you become more resilient when something bad happens to you. Gratitude project. That's what it was. So we will start ending our podcast with things that we are grateful for. Something that we're grateful for that happened this week. Yes, blue doing white people stuff is hilarious. Time, but I think this it'll help us all. Like, it'll start off weird and probably uncomfortable because we're Gen X and we don't have feelings. But I think it'll help. I think.
Okay.
Blue's shaking his head no.
So I was like, so we're starting that next week, right? So I can think about what I'm supposed to be grateful for.
No, straight up uncomfortable. You have until the end of the podcast. Think of something you're grateful that happened this week.
Yeah, I can already tell you. I'm grateful I went to Marco's to get some pizza.
There we go.
They got pizza bowls help my diabetes, man. I don't have to worry about that bread. I can get all the meat, cheese, and sauce. Thank you, Marco's Pizza. I am so grateful for you.
Well, okay, so now Jack's gonna have to edit that and put it at the end.
Right.
No, that one is the bonus. Y'all get a bonus early on.
Bonus gratitude. Bonus gratitude.
Yeah.
Bonus gratitude from Lou.
You get bonitude.
Louitude.
Man.
How you doing, Lou?
I'd settle for a freaking camera that works, but whatever.
I love the fact that you get the nice camera and it works exactly 1 week.
Yeah, right? I mean, but I'm pretty dark. I mean, it looks like me on the screen anyway without the lights on, so.
No, I'm going to have Jack.
Y'all saw what happened 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to have Jack put the inflatable guy from Airplane in as your icon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Windsock.
That would rock. Like, it gives me this no camera option. Like, when you go to settings, it gives me this no freaking camera option. And this, in the little camera window, is just a spinny circle. I'm like, no camera option. I've got two. I've got the main camera, obviously the shitty one from the laptop that doesn't know how to pick up any kind of lighting. And then the new one I got, which I just checked the camera settings. It worked when I did it out of the app. And I tried to do this crap on Microsoft Edge. Boom, problems. Microsoft, I know you're listening. Why don't you send me a better laptop than something that works, and we'll discuss it on our podcast for you.
Right.
Well, if you want, yeah, we'll just have to figure out a time that you can send yours, and I'll take a look at it.
All right, cool. Yeah, not too concerned about it. I mean, this is the first time it's happened in 25 weeks.
26. Yeah, we're on 26.
26. That's episode 26.
Right. So 25 weeks. If episode 1 is not 0, so come on, man, do the math.
No, it was 0.
Figure out that volume of Q.
Nobody listened to that one, so 0.
Actually, that's our most downloaded episode.
Yeah,
The first one,
Episode one.
I believe it.
Yep.
this one might be too, because we're being real, and people seem to like it when we get real about ourselves and don't just talk about geeky shit.
Stupid
Episode
shit.
1.
Speaking of which,
The Phantom Podcast.
Lou sent us, or Duke sent us, a trailer list, which I did post to our Facebook. So if you have not gone to watch those yet, pause the podcast. Don't do it while you're driving to work. Go back and watch all those trailers, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
All right, well, let's get into it then.
All right.
Some of them, I don't know about you guys. Had you guys already? Well, Duke, I'm sure you had. But Jack, had you seen some of those already? I had. I didn't realize. I didn't remember the names of them, but I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this trailer.
I don't think I had.
Oh wow.
There were, I tried to give them a little bit more variety this week, as opposed to just kind of like mainstream big movies. So there was a little bit more kind of stuff that maybe wasn't, wouldn't have been on attached to the big movie of the weekend.
Okay. Cool.
So the first one is Y2K.
Nope.
Which.
Really? I thought it looked entertaining.
Yeah.
So it's about for us old people that were alive then. We were partying like it was 1999. Best Buy told us to make sure we turned our computers off by midnight on 12/31/99, or they were going to take over the world and kill all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So in this movie, they did not do that. All the computers came to life and started killing all these teenagers at a party. Sold. I'm fucking there. I'll watch it.
Yeah, it seems to turn from a teen comedy party guys trying to get into the cool kids party to a murder fest. So I thought that seems like an interesting kind of mashup of those two genres. So Jackson didn't lose out.
Well, lose out for paying full price for sure.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's fair. It does star Fire Fist from Deadpool 2, so if that changes anybody's opinion. Fire Fist?
Yeah, at that point, people are pausing so they can look up who the hell Fire Fist is.
The next one was called The Substance. Oh, wait, and that...
I don't remember that one. What was that?
Y2K comes out, looks like December 6th.
Oh, good
so
call.
The Substance stars... Demi Moore.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, who is... I can never remember. She's the daughter of... Why can I never remember who she's the daughter of? She's a kind of a Nepo baby, but not really, because she's a pretty good actor.
Like Liv Tyler type thing?
Yeah. And Dennis Quaid. So the premise of this is kind of science fiction-y, where Demi Moore plays again, this is all kind of just piecing together from the trailer. Demi Moore is playing somebody who's very popular in the zeitgeist, but wants to remain that. Dennis Quaid is a peddler of some sort of serum that...
Fountain of Youth or something.
What is that?
It's like a fountain of youth.
Yeah. So it's presented as if you want to stay young forever. And then when she takes it, she becomes Margaret Qualley. And then the dynamics between those two. So then she wakes up in the morning and she's Demi Moore again. And then kind of like, but she's getting all this adoration as Margaret Qualley, which she was losing as Demi Moore. Thought it was an interesting concept. I think the whole kind of like,
hello.
Oh, there he is.
I decided to open a second browser, see if that one would work, and then close the first one. It did.
There you go. Done. So I thought it was just interesting from a science fiction point of view of having two different people kind of inhabit the same body. And then it looks like it goes kind of completely off the rails. And
I found that one.
Yeah,
I found that one interesting just because I like those brainfuck movies, like The Game.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like. Like at some point, she just like so.
Yeah. And
in or out, guys.
I'm interested.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Next is Blink Twice, which has Channing Tatum, directed by Zoe Kravitz. Was that?
That's the guy from Deadpool 3,
Another
right?
Deadpool.
Yeah, the guy from Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna get my I'm gonna go and make my name today. What? What? Huh?
Oh boy.
Directed by Zoe Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz's daughter, who's also an actress. Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks. Yeah, the guy from Fallout, the dad from Fallout. Looks like it's kind of one of those, again, the mindfuck movies where stuff that, they go out on this private island and then shit goes sideways, and your friend who just went into her room the night before, you wake up and you go into her, nobody knows who she is, and you go into her room and the room is just full of storage, type of thing. So I think this movie actually came out last weekend. So
yeah, it's out.
But it's been a couple
of mine
weeks.
went to go see it.
And what did they say?
It well enough.
Yeah.
She liked it well enough. I mean, I didn't get into spoilers. I did read one review that said Zoe Kravitz should never direct another movie again.
Ouch. Well, I mean, again, when you direct one movie,
start simple.
Yeah. So I thought the premise was interesting. I like the people who are in it. So that's why I dropped that for you guys. Yeah, so
stream.
maybe VOD.
Find it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll catch it on streaming.
The next one is a Netflix movie called Rebel Ridge. And the premise of this is that a former Marine goes into a small town with bail for his cousin. And I believe from the trailer, it seems that the cops steal the money that he was
it's the Rambo
for bail.
Movie.
Oh, yeah.
I just liked it because of the phone conversation at the end when he's talking to Don Johnson, and he's like, yeah, I was thinking that maybe we could just meet up and then, we could just smooth all this over and make it fine. He's like, oh, really? And he's like, and then I went, nah. And then he throws the phone out the window. Sorry, that just got me. I just like the way he's just like, and then I was like,
I'm with
and
you.
then I went,
that was funny. But the whole time, I was like, oh, they made a black Rambo.
I mean, the fight stuff that they showed in the trailer,
the guy's gonna hide. Cool. He's like in the mountain. It's like it's. So was it First Blood? Was that the first Rambo movie? So that's all it is. It's a black version of that.
Yeah.
First Blood.
So was Rambo Part 2? First Blood Part 2 then? How it was titled? Rambo First Blood Part 2.
I think so.
Rambo 3. Yeah. So bottom line is, it's a black version of First Blood. That's all.
But it's on Netflix. It'll be on Netflix next week.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I honestly would have it. Just because it's a black version of First Blood, it still looked good to me. Completely unoriginal.
And it has Don Johnson in it, and as a playing a
black guy with pretty blue eyes.
Don Johnson does play a good asshole.
Yeah, he does. And again, it doesn't seem like there's any love interest. It seems like it's a very straightforward. There's no like this guy is just on his way to get his money. The cops say, nah. I might
watch it after this cast.
Yes.
Shit, I'll be up for the next 12 hours. Well.
So, in for streaming.
Yeah.
Probably would have been in for theater, at least a cheap theater. If the next one is Saturday Night, which is based around the first Saturday Night Live show, and the build up to that. So it was directed by Ivan Reitman's son, who's done a bunch of kind of indie type movies,
and Ghostbusters.
A lot of people who I think he's done the two new.
He don't get his own name. He's Ivan Reitman's son.
Jason Reitman. See, I remember so many
Netflix. That's how it is. That's the industry podcast. For you.
But I'm interested just because it has a bunch of no-name people, but they're all people that you know. So there's people playing Chevy Chase, John Belushi, Gilda Radner, Lauren Michaels, and all that, and I feel like they get a really good, Jim Henson, I mean, that to me is one of the most crazy things. Is it like the Muppets were on Saturday Night Live, or a version of the Muppets that were on Saturday Night Live when it first premiered? Like that to me is one of those facts that
I'm down with this one just because at the end when Chevy Chase tripped, and he said oh my bad, I tripped on my dick.
and you know what? That was actually something that happened last week at Jason Reitman's house, and that's how it got into the movie. Chevy Chase is the exact same.
Yeah, that was the first thing. You sending this link was probably the first time I saw this trailer, and I was on board. I was like, "Whoa, okay, cool." And then I was like, "Man, I don't want to wait 10 years to get the Eddie Murphy cameo, but it's too early." So
I liked, I liked the way it was also shot. That it's a very kind of set, like you get like they did a really whoever the production designer was. I feel like they did a really good job of making it feel like the 70s, like the camera,
doing the actual film, using actual film for the first time in forever. That helped out too.
Yeah. And then into a completely smooth transition, the next one is actually, I believe, an Amazon series that's coming out that is called Secret Level, and is actually a series of
it's an anthology series.
Anthology series, 15 epic stories that include the video games Armored Core, Concord, Crossfire, Dungeons and Dragons, Exodus, Honor of Kings, Mega Man, New World NTM, Pac-Man. I believe there's God of War. I believe there's a God of War part in it. So basically any popular PlayStation game that's come out in the last 25 years is possibly going to have a episode. So it's basically just telling stories in those worlds. And I thought it looked really cool. I was just like, okay, like I'm on board. I'll always give a video game anthology like this a chance.
It seems like it's like a Ready Player One almost. I think that dude that they showed throughout the trailer, he's like, hey, you got something to do. And then I think he goes into them.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of reminded me of like Ready Player One. So I think there's like an anchor person, and he's like going through it, almost like maybe Quantum Leap even. He's like inhabiting these dudes.
The Ready Player One vibe is what I got out of it as well, except without the interest. I saw that trailer and was just like, is this trailer over yet? I think it was too disjointed for me. It was too disjointed for me.
And
Yep.
It wasn't telling you enough. Yeah.
Well, and I think the other big part of this is going to be your interest level is going to be really dictated on how into the Sony PlayStation universe you're into, right? Right. So if you're Xbox guys, like I know you guys are both big Xbox guys. I'm also back in the day.
Well, not so much big Xbox guys. I prefer my Xbox normal size.
Duke had the big Xbox.
I did have I also had a modded Xbox at one point.
Wait, how the hell you mod? What do you do with a modded Xbox?
For
bro, you open it up, you put a chip in there, you put a new hard drive in there, and you download everything.
Yep.
Sounds it. Shit.
It was amazing.
But you're right. You're the interest level. I'm not into PS. I thought Mega Man was Nintendo, and then, like I said, it was such a Capcom. It was such a disjointed trailer that I was just like, just and move on to the next. That's how I was watching it.
Yeah.
If you recognize all the games, you're probably like, "Fuck yes, let's go."
I recognize like 3.
Yeah, 100%.
I think 3.
If you don't, you're like,
right. So that'll be one of again, I was throwing it out there because I think those types of things need to get support, so then they do other things like it, right? Like just because this was done by PlayStation Studios doesn't mean we can't get a Microsoft one at some point with Fable, Gears of War, Halo, and again, isolated Halo, right? Separate from all the other stuff that has come out with Halo ties, before. But I mean, Xbox does have a pretty big library of stuff if you dig through it, Rainbow Six, all of those types of things that you could do. That you could do one-off games for or one-off episodes for. But if this doesn't do well, I feel like you won't see those other. So I feel like this is kind of them dipping their toe in the water to see what the interest level is. So I will at least
just put it on, Lou. When you get a job, put it on as you go to work, and then leave the house.
I'm all like, let me know when I can jump into Carcassonne and Clash of Heroes and Settlers of Catan. And that movie I want.
That'll be the 10 cent series, all the stuff that 10 cent owns. Be a PUBG episode. So lukewarm, probably more interest if we actually knew what most of those games were.
An actual proper trailer. that's what I need, a proper trailer, and I'd probably be okay with it.
Yeah.
I think it's
And
out
that
till
comes out
December
on
or something. It
yeah,
said so.
yeah. So there'll be
Plenty
other
of time
trailers
for them
because
to
it comes
win
out
deal.
December 10th. So next up we have a movie called Here, which I thought is
Dude,
a very
I
interesting.
dug the shit out of that trailer.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting concept of the single point of
Shot. Yeah.
view
Yeah.
of that they just put a camera there when the Earth was created, right? Like it's there, and then it goes through.
Dinosaurs came and
Right.
cave
So
people came.
as life evolves, everything happens around you, but you are a set point.
Was that
in
the Tom Hanks one?
the world or the universe? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Robert Zemeckis.
It gave me those
so
vibes of that other Tom Hanks movie that sucked. Oh, that most people thought sucked. Where he's like traveling with, who is it, Halle Berry, and they find each other in like 7 million generations of their life. It was like a 10, 15 year ago movie, and it starts in the past and it goes all the way to the future. And I'm pretty sure it was a Tom Hanks movie, and it bombed. And this movie reminded me of it. The hell was that movie? It did not do well by the critics. But that being said, I did watch that quote unquote dumbass Tom Hanks movie from 10 years ago, and I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. This one, that makes more. I didn't understand what was happening with this, when the whole camera point of view and it's just one shot, because it was like where they met, they started dating, and they go to their future with their grandkids and kids and all that. I was like, okay, now that I know that that's what's happening, I'm more interested in it.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be a single point in
on
location, right? Like it's a single location of what happens in this spot, as opposed to them following the people as they travel around. Like, so I think it's an interesting concept. I think it'll be, at least it'll be something interesting to see from a technical standpoint of how they're able to do that, right? Like how much CGI is involved, how much real, because we know Zemeckis has gone both ways, right? Like he's super leaned into CGI, but then he also, has done a bunch of stuff with real sets and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see which Zemeckis we get with that.
It was called Cloud Atlas, and it's 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb.
Critics
so I don't think everybody hated it.
Although
it does have a
that one. It was like, all I know is a lot of people did not like that movie.
They probably didn't understand it. People are fucking dumb.
And that one, we probably will get another trailer, because I don't think that. Yeah, this November 1st. Okay. So we got a couple of months for that one.
Again, interested. For sure.
Next up is
that one. That one I had seen.
Flight Risk, which So Flight Risk was Mark Wahlberg as
my neighbor here in Vegas.
You go have his burgers yet?
Yeah. Him and Jack go way back.
I didn't know he had tequila. I remember the burgers.
Who doesn't have tequila these days? Jesus.
Right? Oh, we need a tequila.
The premise of this is Topher Grace from That 70s Show, and is
Venom from Spider-Man 3.
And Venom, from the good Spider-Man. Is a he is I'm guessing a witness
They said he was
for some sort of
Well,
he's a snitch. They straight up said he was a snitch.
It's been sorry, we were supposed to do this last week, so it's been a couple weeks since I've seen these. So the premise is that they're flying him from one point to another, for to be a witness for a major crime boss, or something along those lines.
Right.
And the pilot is Marky Mark, who is trying to be a good old boy for the first half of the movie, and since they gave it away in the trailer, he ends up being an assassin that was hired by said crime boss to murder or take care of the leak, fix the leak. And I'm not familiar with the work of the U.S. Marshal who's in the movie. I recognize the name, but I couldn't tell you what she's been in. So she plays a U.S. Marshal. So the three of them are in a plane. So tiny plane. If you don't like flying, probably not a movie you should see, because it looks like there's a bunch of stuff that happens in said plane. So I don't know if I'll be watching this in the theater.
You got a claustrophobic issue and a height issue?
On board, yes, no? Yeah.
Oh.
It's a control issue is what I have.
Man's fucked up.
Yeah. I need to go to mindfulness training or something.
Oh, she was in the movie with Bill's boy, with Lou's boy. Boy Kills World.
Okay. Oh, so she played.
I think that's from where they'll recognize.
And then the last one that I sent you guys is the Brad Pitt movie
Blah.
F1.
Yeah, I saw that and was like, oh, first of all, it's a teaser trailer, and second of all, it's not out for a year. It's like I don't care. It's like I don't even care about this. I get it. You got a guy coming out of retirement, which I'm not paying for. You got a guy coming out of retirement to teach a young kid. Blah blah blah. I've never seen that story before. Yeah, it's like every other movie that freaking what's his name, Dennis Quaid makes. Oh yeah, I'll watch that.
Well, he is starring in Reagan.
Hello, it's Reagan.
Why didn't you see it on Tuesday?
No, it's Reagan. I'm going to pay full price for Reagan. Come on, you got to support, right?
It's patriotic.
Love your country.
So next week, I want to know: were more people in the theater with Reagan, or were more people in the theater for
Boulder? I'll be the only motherfucker in the theater. I guarantee that. Only motherfucker in the theater in Boulder. Oh hell, there's no way those people here are going to watch Republican.
That being said, from what we saw from the F1 movie, I think it'll be at least
that
the races.
Part looked like it was filmed
really
well.
Good.
Whoever they got doing that is holy shit. Yeah. Give them an award already. That looked good. And like I said, it was a short trailer, not a whole hell of a lot in it, and it's got a ways to go. But I'm with you on that. That looked pretty damn good. It's the story where I'm all like, oh yay. Here's another story that's come out every time.
Like this movie when it was called Ford versus Ferrari.
Exactly. It was like, all right, fine.
I think I found it because I was watching my boy Patrick Willems was doing one of his latest videos was about the greatest car race ever recorded, or car chase, and of course that's Ronin. By far, but the same guy who did Ronin also did Grand Prix like 25 years earlier, and the technology and stuff. It's a super interesting video. I will send it to you guys if you're interested. But
no, a video game.
A bunch of the was that?
That's Gran Turismo.
That was a good movie too.
No, it was Monte Carlo. I think Monte Carlo.
It's something. That's all good.
Okay, sorry. It's been a long week.
Count of?
Yeah,
sandwich.
But basically, like, they invented recording. It was a race car movie, and they invented all of these ways that to film the people in the cars and to film the cars. That's basically become the standard for how people record car chases now. Like all the Bourne movies and all that kind of stuff used all this technology that they created in the 60s. To record, like it was a pretty interesting. I figured,
like, lately, the last 5 years, they've just been hiring all those racers, those drone racers, and it's like, okay, your job is to follow this car. I'm like, oh, because those guys could do it without even thinking twice about it. So
yeah, but figuring out where to put the camera so then you can record the person who's in the car. And I mean, because back then in the 60s, all the race cars were open. So, like, they could have a side view of the guy's face, and it was open because he just had the little windshield in front of him. But then they could have it be filming while another guy's passing him, type of thing. Like, that had never been done before in movies. Like, it was all very straightforward. They put the camera on the hood of the car, or they would put it on the bumper, that type of, like, very standard stuff. But, yeah. So that's why I put the F1 there, because I think that's going to do a lot of, depending on how much is real versus how much is CG, could be one of those, like we were talking about before the podcast, could be a ScreenX one where you have the whole car, the car race happening around you, type of thing.
Well, I'll wait until there's more to come out about it, but it looked good. It looks like a pretty watch. Just not sure it's going to be a good movie. And we'll see what happens.
It'll be one of those that you put on when you have your new home entertainment set up. You're like, guys, come check this out, and you skip to chapter 5 when the race starts.
It's like,
listen.
episode 1. Go to the pod race with my new surround sound subwoofer and just hear the engines from the pod racers from the pods themselves, and it's just that.
Yeah.
That's like, that sounds so badass.
Yeah. The
I did that at
opening
the new
of
house with the opening of
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
the opening of Saving Private Ryan. Also,
I wouldn't know.
I think also
Never
that's
seen
also
that
a good one, especially with the bullets and stuff like that.
Uh-uh.
You've never seen Saving
What?
Private Ryan?
Wow.
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 I heard dude dies, so I was like, what's the point?
No,
It's the journey,
What?
not the destination, Lou.
You're gonna go
It's Vin Diesel's
freaking 80s
first
rock
movie.
music
Yeah.
versus black women.
He has hair.
That
Vin
can't look
Diesel
good
has
at
hair
all.
in this movie.
yeah, and he just wants him
Like
to take
seriously,
his letter home to his
he's got to
mom.
look awkward, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Why
Somebody's
don't you
got
go
it. I'll
fucking
just look
watch
for a
it?
clip.
Yeah,
Somebody's got it. I do an image search. Google an image search. It'll be fine. Let me see.
Google, find me an
Vin
image
Diesel
of
with
Vin
hair.
Diesel with hair.
Just look at all these Fabio pictures.
You know that. I mean, how about
him
this?
from
If
before
it's
he became
streaming,
an actor.
I'll watch it before next cast. If it's on streaming, I ain't paying money.
And then you could tell us
I don't
what
know,
was a
Fernando.
better movie, Reagan or
I don't need to
Saving
watch
Private
either one to know it's Reagan. It's on Paramount Plus. Reagan by far.
Why? Because you've seen
Sure.
that opening weekend, and Saving Private
Oh,
Ryan
it's
has been
been
out
out
for 10
for
years, and I still
26
haven't seen
years.
it. So,
Bro, almost
I just looked it up. It
20,
was
yeah,
1998,
30
Yeah.
years old.
and it's on
98.
Paramount Plus. So
oh
I
my God.
watched.
It was directed by Steven Spielberg, Lou. How is
I mean,
it not a good movie?
I don't know. Is everything he touched gold? I'm sure there's some bad ones in there with his name on it. With his name on it. And I
As
did
director,
see
let's see.
Quiet Place day one. Yeah. It was
Place,
good
day
and
one. What'd
absolutely
you think?
unnecessary.
But I
Actually,
think
I
it
didn't
did good
think
at
so.
building the
It
universe.
didn't give me any new information about the universe at all. If anything, I liked
I mean,
her
I don't know
story with
yeah,
the dude. That was kind of cool to see that human bonding type thing happening, especially considering her situation. But
Yeah.
in the world of the first two Quiet Places, it didn't add anything for me. I was like, oh, so they have to be quiet. Oh, we already know they came in on with like meteors from the second movie. It's like, or whichever one showed it. I was like, okay, you have to be quiet. The military. It's like there's nothing new. It's like, okay, what didn't I know about this person's story? Okay, great, we got her story, and it was a decent story. But overall, that's it. What did it?
I haven't watched the second one yet.
You haven't watched the second one, Jack?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
think
which
so.
one I like more, one or two. They were both. The first two were definitely good. The third one is obviously last of that list. If that story was trying to figure out a character within the military and what they were going through, that would have given me something new to the story, to the world. Then it's like, oh, what is the military doing when all this is happening? And you get a little bit of that in this third movie. Like, you see just their failure, but that's it. Like, 5 minutes of their failure just speaks of things. They're walking in the street and there's busted up tanks and stuff like that, sandbags. But to follow a military troop and maybe have the drama being a family member in the military troop, something going on there, and then we can see the failure, what was going on with the military, that would have been like, oh shit, this I'm interested in. But watching this story play out, I'm like, okay, yay, next.
We started watching The Bear this week. I kind of dig it.
Which one is that?
Yeah, the cooking one.
Yeah.
With
the
the guy
TV
from
show?
It's on
Shameless.
FX. He hasn't watched Shameless either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, TV show. Yeah.
The Bear is about a
It's
restaurant?
about a restaurant.
Yeah.
The two lowest rated kind of popular Steven Spielberg, because he has some ones that I'd never heard of that were rated pretty low. So I'm guessing those are ones that
Well, it needs to be he directed. It
and
needs
they're
to be
pretty
ones that he
old.
actually
So I'm guessing
directed.
this is back.
Okay.
No,
Associated
these are
with
ones. So the two lowest ones that he has are Twilight Zone the movie and
always got a bad.
He directed both of them. Always is
Yeah.
6.4 on IMDb. And
Wait,
Twilight
so
Zone
his
the movie
worst is still a
6.4 on
64.
IMDb.
Oh,
Those are-
6.4. Yeah, that's impressive.
6.4. Yeah. Even Hook is at 6.8. I think people would have an argument about that movie not being great,
That's
but it's still at
pretty good.
6.8. The Lost World. I didn't, for some reason, I completely
third one?
forgot that he directed The Lost World as well. He directed the sequel.
Oh, I thought the sequel
and that's
was...
at 6.6. No, Jurassic Park is at
What's the third
8.2.
one then?
Lost World is 6.6. The third one was
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. I think it was
Just
just Jurassic
boring,
Park 3.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't even have a subtitle. Well, because there's only the two books, right? I think there's
Yeah.
only Jurassic Park and The Lost World are the
Michael
only
Crichton.
two physical
Okay.
like the 2 books that existed before.
I knew obviously the first. I didn't know the third one wasn't. Okay.
Saving Private Ryan's 8.6.
He couldn't get to a 9.
What's Schindler's List?
Schindler's List is 9.0. There you go. There's your 9.
Haven't seen that one either. Yeah, haven't seen it.
Qui-Gon.
Yes, it's I love Indiana Jones. Never seen his work other than that.
I've seen all
E.T.
4.
I've seen all 5.
I've seen E.T. So don't even give me that. Yeah.
Did you ever see Empire of the Sun?
But yeah,
Bale's first movie. Well, actually, his first movie I think was Newsies. Was it Newsies? No, Newsies.
Newsies and then
Newsies.
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark 8.4. Oh, 1941 is 5.9. 5.8. That's the one after Jaws came out, and they were like, "We'll give you a ton of money," and then that's the one that had John Belushi and stuff in it, and like it's. Nope, that's the Acolyte.
Oh my god,
Darth Jaws
got the right look for it. Oh, speaking of which, you see that bitch Amanda Stenberg blaming fans again? Went off on fans for the shows, like they're race. She used every. On Instagram, 8-minute bullshit, and she went off with you trying to use every buzzword, incel, bigot, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why can you not accept that the show just sucked? Why is that? It has nothing to do with color, sex, your quote-unquote woke shit, because honestly, I look for woke shit and everything. I didn't find it that woke. I just found it just bad. It was just bad. I don't care if you... Amanda, if your ass was a white male star in that, your show still would have sucked. You do not understand that. And she doesn't, clearly. Her and that bitch from West Side Story that's in the Snow White movie, man, they're just not doing their studios any favors at all. Poor things. What the hell's her name? Rachel something?
It's not my fault because I'm awesome.
Yeah,
so.
she is just...
Ziegler.
And then she's like, oh, by the way, I'm anti-Jewish. And then pro-Palestine, don't forget... Yay, Palestine. Right. It's like, your co-star is Jewish? Are you not aware of that, you dumbass bitch? And then on top of that, I don't know about y'all, but if my choice is going to be Snow White or the evil queen in that movie, Gal Gadot versus Rachel Ziegler, I know who I'm taking, and so is 90% of the rest of the damn world. So I was trying to be polite.
99.9.
Because there are some blind people out there that just don't know. So it's like...
Nah, Stevie Wonder be feeling them bitches' faces. You're like, nope.
But yeah, she is single-handedly going to make that go straight to Disney+. She's done such a terrible job.
The shitty CGI
Well, you can blame...
will make it go to Disney+.
What is his name? The Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage. Blame his little ass for fucking that up for little people, midgets, and I could see some real damn midgets on TV. Maybe they could have some
dwarves, sir. Midgets is a no-go. You can't say midgets.
They midgets. No, they ain't playing that game. That's like saying
the dwarves.
That's like saying I can't call somebody retarded.
Dwarfism.
That's a real word.
They don't have midgetism.
And if they have dwarfism, what does that make them? A midget. Wait, I thought there's actually a fine line between midgets and dwarves. I thought there was like if you're this height. No, midget is a
slur, bruh.
Midget, that's a real thing. And Duke is all muted. Yeah, Duke muted himself apparently.
Duke, you're still muted.
Oh, okay.
I was sneezing. Sorry. Allergic to bullshit. So.
I believe it. Hey, look, Kamala was on CNN tonight, so I totally get the allergic to bullshit comment. And I have no idea how that went.
Rachel Ziegler was in Hunger Games, though.
I forgot she was the new one.
I liked that movie. Yeah. The prequel one.
Most people didn't give it a shot because the news of the Snow White shit had come out. So they're like, oh, we're not supporting you. I'd give it a shot.
Was a good movie.
I mean,
I liked it.
I'm not going to blame Hunger Games because she's an idiot. But this all happened before all that anyway. So the Hunger Games anyway. But now, the whole pro-Palestine thing, it's like, okay, that's fine. You can believe that. But for marketing purposes and what you're doing for an industry, shut the fuck up. It's like, Jews aren't going to watch your movie. Anybody who thinks Gal Gadot is you're a fan of Gal Gadot, they're not going to watch your movie. She's just, all you had to do was just nothing. Just shut the fuck up. That's all you had to do. Thank you for making this movie the highest rated trailer or fastest watched trailer, or 120 million people watched. Like, you know your ratio in that trailer 1,000,000 to 100,000, million negatives to 100,000 positives, right? But whatever. Thank people all you want for it, dumbass.
Look, you get that, or you get, what's that thing on your leg
That
between your knee
thing
and your
on my
ankle?
leg, between my knee and my ankle. I don't know what it is. It's like that thing, in the ocean, and you got to do this, and you slide them down. Ugh.
You slurp it, and it makes you horny.
Why? Just stop with these actresses, actors, whomever. Just stop being dumbass. Is it that hard? Like, I would be like, if I'm a studio, it's like, you do some dumb shit like that, Amandla, put out another video hating your fans or hating fans of the IP, Amandla, you're being fined, and I make you put that shit in the contract. Why? Because it's not that hard not to do it. All you have to do is nothing. That's it. Just don't do that shit, and you can have your $20 million paycheck. You fuck it up, you owe us $20 million. Liberals need to go back to being liberals when liberals were good 20 years ago. Liberals were actually okay back in the day. The leftists, go to hell.
Motherfucker internet connection.
Screw that. I was like, screw that. I'm going to break into a theater. I'm going to watch Reagan right now. In Boulder.
Black man broke into a theater in Boulder, Colorado on Thursday night, brandishing a weapon, saying, "Show me Reagan."
That's fine. When Trump's elected, I'll get pardoned.
He didn't even pardon.
Yeah, but you have to be like innocent for that. Don't you?
You didn't do anything. It was that bitch Carol Baskin.
Yeah. And also, like you just said, what were you innocent for going into the theater? Like, what?
Innocent of promoting Republican beliefs. By promoting, I just mean watching, because I don't.
I'll post this on Twitter, and then Elon will pay for your court case. If he can
cover Gina's, he can cover me. Mine will be less. And it's Boulder. I'm a black dude. They're going to be like, "Oh, we understand, sir. Here's a house while you're at it." And they want to overcompensate. Right.
Here's your 40 acres and a mule.
We're only going to bother you 3/5 of the time, so you're fine.
How's your moving going, Jack?
I see a box back there.
Yep. How's the back holding
It's coming. Oh, it's fine. I'm not moving heavy shit.
Is it this the weekend where you actually finally do stuff? No, this is Disney weekend. I think.
It was, and somebody canceled it. So mad. I wanted to go. Right? Right? We need a good revenge share set up for it and everything. We don't even want to cuss nothing.
How are you supposed to get us our Funko Pops if you ain't there? Next time, just leave them. Go. Just leave them. Shit,
yeah,
I ain't got a time for it. Just let me know. I'll fly down and meet you down there. Shit.
Real, though.
He'll roll up there in a wheelchair, make sure he gets on the plane first.
Right?
Why need a wheelchair on the plane? First.
First.
Yeah.
Southwest. Yeah.
Nah, I'm good at that. I'm good at 24 hours at a time to make sure I'm in the A group. It's only when I'm not in the A group when I have a foot problem. Honestly, I don't think I've needed to play those games ever. It's just like I said, I set an alarm 24 hours in advance, and the worst case I'll do is like middle of the B's, and I'm still fine. Middle of the B's is still good. Because if I get C, I'm throwing a fit. That's when it's like, oh damn. I'll use it. Hey, does military dependence count for veterans? In between A and B boarding?
I need to find. My last break this afternoon, I didn't actually click on the link, but there was a headline in the news that was talking about a guy who took a hammer to an airplane agent's desk because he bought a bogus ticket from somebody online.
That was the agent's fault? Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, how is it their fault?
Screw that, dude.
Yeah.
No, I tell you who I'll take a hammer to. Those assholes who have a freaking companion pet and they think it's freaking ADA federal certified and allows for that. Hell no, those things don't count.
Nope.
Your companion pet, your
emotional support
that shit
can
don't
go in the
count.
suitcase,
and
bro.
People are like, it's like going to the damn store. If I see another one of these fucking emotional support bitches or kitties at the grocery store or Walmart, oh my God, I'm going to find the closest Chinese restaurant. Somebody's getting fed well. This is some bullshit. It's like, the signs are all up there. Pets not allowed. Your ADA certified pet. It's real simple. Your certified pet will not be going to say hi to anybody and wagging its tail and be like, oh, hey, let's play friends. That's not what they do. It's not federally covered. So,
Nope.
God, every last one of them. Nope, not allowed. Hate that shit.
Dogs and miniature ponies. That's it. That's all that's covered.
And there's some animal that can like sniff some disease. Can't remember what it is. Not other than a dog. Like that's counted as your ADA. Again, no support, no emotional support animals. That shit don't qualify. People are just like, oh, but this is my ADA dog. You have to let me. No, I don't. Let me work the door at Walmart. Shit. Handle all that shit.
But
Exactly.
ADA
It's like,
chinchilla.
yeah, your chinchilla's about to be my freaking coat. Them fuckers are soft.
Loincloth
yeah.
out of it.
Keep my ball sack real comfy. What you wearing? Chinchilla loin? Yeah. New from Versace.
Banana hammock,
yeah.
gray,
Get her
soft
done.
and gray.
That's what I'm talking about.
You don't have to get it
That'll
done.
work
Just rub
too.
it on you all
That'll
day.
work too,
Better than
man.
soap boxes.
Little loose pouch up front, just let it run around. It's like, oh, it's so soft.
Lou wakes up in the morning, it's stuck on the wall.
My bad, buddy. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
My bad,
I guess
Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi the chinchilla. My bad. Mon Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
Oh, my goodness. What else?
Yeah, so there's the movies.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about, movies.
Oh,
that's right. I was going to go
there was
see
something
The
else we were
Crow,
going to talk about this week.
and I was prepping for it, and then I kept hearing things about how people were walking out of that movie was so bad. I was like, oh, I guess it's not even worth $5. So I'll wait for streaming. If Borderlands is on streaming as of a couple days ago, I'm sure Crow will be there by the end of September. If this is true. I haven't seen any projections, obviously. What was it? Thursday projections, what they were, and the weekend.
People walked out of Deadpool and Wolverine too.
Like
so...
also or part 2. I was like, when they make a Deadpool Wolverine
also.
part 2, who bootlegged this shit? Every time I look up these trailers, man. It's like, I watched that movie. I'm like, oh, that's a fake trailer. Damn it, get on my nerves. Like Thundercats. How somebody hasn't made a Thundercats movies?
Yeah. Unless IGN posted or something, I don't even watch it.
Even though they suck with their reporting, that part is probably true.
They're good for posted trailers. I follow
I didn't think about
Tomato
that.
trailers
That would be
too
legit also.
on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I could be okay with that.
I'm trying to find this weekend's scores. The latest one we have is the 28th. So we don't have the 29th yet. So.
Oh, I'm talking last week. Crow came out last week, didn't it? Yeah, I was looking. What were the Crows?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, give me a second.
Well, did anything come out today besides Reagan?
What were the Tom Servo numbers too? Get those too.
The Tom Servo numbers? Okay, I don't know what that is, but I'll do that. I'm looking it up right now. Let's see.
Tom Servo.
Twice.
Crow.
What the hell was the lady's name that had him trapped on that shit? All I can think is Rita.
So Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine on the 28th. We want last, so Wednesday.
We want the.
But I'm giving you the balance between the two, right? Deadpool. The 28th is the last one that they don't go back to the
23rd when the Crow came out. Technically, 23rd is a Thursday. The preview night numbers.
Okay, so for the weekend of the 23rd through the 25th, Deadpool and Wolverine made $18 million, which is minus 39% over the week before. It's made a total of $577 million so far.
Because I know it's over $1 billion worldwide.
Domestically, correct.
Yeah.
Number 8 is The Crow, and it made $4 million.
Borderlands made more than that.
So it premiered in 2007.
Yeah, Borderlands made like
on the first weekend.
$8 million. That's sad. No, we're talking for opening weekend.
On the first day, or so it.
$4 million. The Crow only made $4 million.
Please. So that was $1,687.
I don't need all that. Just the total number. They only made $4 million opening weekend.
Total to date,
oh my
they
God.
made $6 million.
Maybe people are right about that movie then. That's your boy. That's your boy
International,
Bill.
It's made 4.
That's what you get with getting Bill in there.
International, it's made $4 million. So total 10.
The problem with that movie though is The Crow is a cultural element, cornerstone. Yeah, you cannot remake that. It's like trying to remake Back to the Future. Princess Bride. There are some movies that you cannot.
I don't even know
remake.
what's about. They
don't
think
have to
so?
be
I just thought it was because
movies.
Bill did not look good. He did not look like the typical quote unquote crow, like the Joker, Suicide Squad. He did not look like a typical Joker, so it's a problem.
The stuff I've looked up is people they connected with the Brandon Lee version. You know, that's what we grew up with.
I think because of the legend of him dying and all that kind of stuff, the soundtrack, it's like the most 90s movie ever. Like with the darkness and the despair, the Ghostbusters.
But also,
No.
have you watched any of the Crow sequels?
I tried.
Crow 2, City of Angels, any
With
of that
Edward-
shit?
Yeah, I
with
gave
Edward
it a shot. Lasted like
And
15. He's in there?
Fez from 70 Show.
Yeah.
He's in the third one or some shit. Yeah.
But I mean, the same could be said for From Dusk Till Dawn, right? Like From Dusk Till Dawn, that movie was fantastic, but all the sequels have been. I mean, El Rey Network did like a From Dusk Till Dawn series, which was okay, but just kind of expanded on the. But it was like the El Rey Network is like the Spanish. I think it was actually Robert Rodriguez was like one of the people who helped create it. Yeah, it was his channel.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, I think that's as close as you're going to get to being a faithful kind of retelling of Touchstone, right? A Touchstone movie.
The Lost Boys, all those sequels suck too. They're just some movies. Just make it. It's good. It's amazing. People love it. Done. Move on with your life.
Titanic 2 was nowhere near as good as Titanic.
Now, there's a movie I haven't seen yet either. Titanic.
Oh my God. I don't feel so bad about myself now.
Yeah, but that one knocked Star Wars off the top of the list, so that's just hate on that side.
Kate Winslet's naked in it.
I could watch that.
Down to the bush, bro.
That's fine.
Yeah, but you can't because you haven't.
I just thought she was topless. I didn't know there was some bush in that.
All right, one of these days we're gonna do like the top 10 IMDb movies, and we'll have to see which one of us has seen the most.
Don't even need that one. That's Jack.
Yeah.
That was actually a bucket list thing for a while. We printed off like all the best picture winners and stuff. And
Did you do it? All best picture winners? Okay.
Most of them. Some of them were hard to find.
This was pre-kids, I assume.
Oh yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't think I could do all. I think I'd have to. I'd be picky like that's not my type of movie. I'm not sure which one of those it would be, but I'm sure there's something that's going to be okay. That's not my type of movie. But other than that, I'm. That movie was great.
You'd be offended.
Back when shit was getting done, are you kidding me?
They didn't call it the Restoration for no reason at all.
Like, oh my God, slavery! Yeah, slavery got shit done. Look at the pyramids. Great.
Those were done by
alien slaves.
Lou.
Yeah. Hello.
They didn't take them all from Egypt. They just took them across the border, just like that. They're aliens, and boom, slaves. Problem solved. Might be.
Black people aliens? Is that what happened? They brought black people
and they just left them here
to build the pyramids, and then
dropped them off the ship. It was like, hey, we're not coming back. This is a one way.
Predators got some of them.
Oh, I heard was there another Arnold Predator movie coming out? I thought I heard a rumor about that.
No. There's no. Sure. Well, it's Romulus doing well. Prey did well. They've been trying to get Arnold back since Predator 2.
It'd be kind of late for him to do something now.
It was funny. We were in we were in chat. I was in my games chat last night. And we were talking, and one of the guys is like, "Oh, they're supposed to make a female Fight Club," and we're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like going to be an exact remake of a Fight Club, but with females." And we're like, "Who's going to be in that?" And then he starts listing like Margot Robbie and Scarlett Johansson. We're like, "Dude, that's fucking bullshit. That's some guy's wank material." And then he kept reading, and then he's like, "Oh, there's a community comments that say this is a fake news article. This is not real." And we're all,
they already made a freaking female Fight Club type movie, some B movie. I watched it. I can't remember what it's called, but it was on streaming, and I was like, "Oh, let's just see random shit." I'm like, then I watched the movie, and it was good, but at the end of it, I was like, this is nothing like Women's Penitentiary Part 3, but whatever. So it was still a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
I was looking for Babes in Cages. Basically, didn't get that.
Yeah. I missed those movies. Skinamax. Or USA Up All Night with Rhonda Shear.
Shannon Tweed.
Who the hell Shannon Tweed? Oh, yeah.
She was in a ton of those.
I remember
movies.
now. Yep.
She was a...
Yep.
You'd recognize her boobs.
Yeah.
Soon as it clicked, I was like,
know
oh,
those
yep,
nipples
I see
anywhere.
you. We're good. Oh, man. USA up.
All right.
What else going
Football,
on,
opening season.
We're at it.
Well, let's start wrapping this up. Oh, shit.
Thursday.
It's not
A
even
week
started
from
yet, right?
tonight
It's
is
not
a week
Taylor
from
Swift
tonight's
season
kickoff,
yet.
buddy.
Next Thursday. But
All right.
yeah, we get
Yep, there was our
college football
Boulder
this weekend,
had
right?
CU
I think
had
all
a
the
game
college
tonight.
football.
Home. They barely beat sorry ass North Dakota State. Yeah, a Division II team,
Oof.
and they won because a Hail Mary was 4 yards short. 31-26. They had no business winning that game. CU sucks. But bet the over in all their games. Their offense is fantastic. They had no defense. It's like the last 2 years of watching USC. The over under 62.5. Bet the over. It'll cover. Don't worry about it. Next week, Nebraska is going to destroy CU. And I'm all here for it. See all the town cry. See the tears. I'm going to walk around with diabetic ice cream. It's going to be great.
It's made with all natural fruits, no added sugars.
And the tears of CU bus. Although, I will admit, what was that movie? It was like the best part about being out here is I keep getting older and the girls keep staying the same age.
That's a dazing.
Well, the
that's
best
the
thing
best
about
thing about
college,
high
I'm
school.
telling you that right now.
Best thing
Every
about
year I
high
look
school.
around, I'm like, man, these co-eds these hotties they keep looking the same. It's like, whoa, another 20-year-old. It's great. It's like, what? It's another year later? And more 20-year-olds? What? This is great. Don't worry, I'll take 2 of them. That'll make a 40-year-old. Problem solved.
You're getting on towards needing 3 of them, Lou.
That's fine. We'll get 3 18-year-olds. 18 still legal. I'll be 54. 3 18-year-olds will cover it.
Because you just add all the. Is that because you add all their ages up and then that makes it so it's
No, I'll
half
just
your
add all
age
their ages
plus
up.
7, then you're good.
In 5 years from now, when I'm 54,
No,
I'll
that's what I'm
take 3
saying. That's your date.
Half your age plus 7.
But that's the
yeah.
thing, right? It's supposed to be half your age plus 7.
So what would that make me?
Yeah.
31.
So then if you add the 3 18-year-olds, then they match.
31. Damn, that's kind of old.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But if you put the 3 18-year-olds together, you're good. You got 40.
I just did it. I just did it, son. That was the 54.
Math.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh.
The 2 of them would be 36.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Closer to your half plus
math on
7 would be 2 of them. Yeah, it was funny.
Use
I
a
was
human
laughing at your ass
calculator.
when I saw your text with the volume of the rectangular. Solid. That was great. I was like,
Yeah. Then we had to do a pyramid.
I like how he missed your grateful
I
affirmation.
was all the math stuff.
But yet he saw all the.
Well, the problem is I
He
wake
saw
up
it.
and I see a bunch of texts at once, and it's like, then I go back and respond to something. I'm like, oh crap, I was supposed to respond to this too. I've done it before. Like in some of the texts I have with Jack on her own, like a day and a half later, I'll respond to. I'm like, oh, I forgot to respond to this one. So because I'm going through and was like, oh, I caught this, and I'm in this thread having this conversation about this thing, and then I'm going through and it's like, oh yeah, he did ask about that.
The worst is when you're in the group text and you're like, man, I swear that Lou said this, but I can't find it. So was I making it up? And then you're like, you go to like your thread and you're like, oh, there it is.
Oh, that's
like,
over
shit.
here. My bad.
That happens
that's funny.
happens way too often.
What else?
What's your white person thing?
That
of the
was
week,
today,
Lou?
actually. Follow-up doctor appointment with the neurosurgeon. Well, sort of neuro. They called it something. I don't know. It wasn't just like it wasn't neurology. It wasn't. I don't know, whatever the word was, neuro something, and it was pretty basic. You know, it's like, okay, they should. Oh, I tell you, it was cool though. They got to see my X-rays and MRI on the screen, and it's like, oh, this looks fantastic. I was mad when I walked in the room because they had these models of the neck. I'm like, man, I don't want this. I want a CGI version. I'm used to watching shit on TV. I've seen enough doctor TV shows. And then they came in and like, pulled up the monitor and was like, oh. So I got to see where the spine was, where the vertebrae was pressing up against my spinal cord. So that was kind of cool. So bottom line is I'll go back in a month to see, but I have to do physical therapy to see if that helps with anything, because I still have this numbness in the left arm and left leg from the knee down. But we're talking minor. It's one of these things where on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably below a 1. Like, I notice it's there, but it doesn't really cause any problems. I just notice it. No pain.
Yeah.
No.
Is your left nut numb?
Surprisingly, no. My nuts are okay. It's really weird.
But I mean, you already have a pimp limp, so
Actually,
I mean,
don't. That's very
you're good.
dark for me to have a pimple. If I tried, I would screw it up. I look very retarded, people. Real word. Look it up. That's how I looked when I tried to do that pimp walk. Not a pretty sight.
So what you're
We'll teach
saying
you.
is that you're saying
for
out of
sure.
the three of us, Jack has the best pimp limp?
I don't think that was ever going to be in debate.
Fair.
But yeah, so that was my wake up shit. Followed up on doctor's appointments and made the appointment myself and everything. Went and I know.
Good
Wow.
for you.
Man, I almost gave her my
You have
insurance
your mom do
information.
it for
you? But yeah, so it all said and done, it was fine. When I was like, so there's numbness that I've had for a couple of weeks, he's like, yeah, that's not normal. Let's go have you x-rayed. So even though I had the MRI on file, they while I was there, they sent me down to have an x-ray. Did all that, and they're like, okay, let's do physical therapy, and then come back in early October. I think October, and then if I'm still numb the whole time, then they're going to recommend surgery on my neck to get that bone spur from pressing on my spinal cord. So, oh yeah, I thought so too.
That sounds fun.
That's not terrifying.
I'm all like, look,
That's not
while you're in
terrifying at
there,
all.
if y'all screw up and cut my spine, just kill me. Just put me out. I ain't about to live paralyzed, neck down. Shit. Dude, I'm gonna make sure that
resuscitate.
oh, you're paralyzed. Like, great. Can I pull the trigger with my tongue? Yeah, can I pull my trigger with a tongue?
Fuck you waking me up
I know
for?
I got some mad tongue skills. I don't know if I can pull the weight of a trigger. So, right, man. So yeah. So again, it's one of these. I'll worry about it in 6 weeks, 5 weeks. Because for now, it's just like, okay, tomorrow I'll call PT and get that scheduled and do their exercises. I'll tell you what, though, I'm not so, as much as I'm stubborn about a lot of shit and even going, once you get me there, it's like, okay, you need to do this. Okay, then I'll do it. You need to do this. Okay, then I'll do it. I don't care what it is. Just tell me what it is and I'll do it. I'm going to trust the professionals on this shit, right? It's like, you paid all that money. You got the student loan debt for a reason. So I'll trust your opinion on this. So, no, we want you to do this. Okay. I don't even care about it. So I'll wait the 5 weeks, do what they tell me to do. It's kind of like my, I'm looking over here because my numbers over here for my diabetic check, for my blood sugars. It's like, you're at 300, 200, whatever. You know what? My last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 checks for the last five days or so, all under 200, dipping down to the 130s now. It's like, you just have to eat differently. Like, that was pretty easy to do. Like I was telling earlier, Marco's Pizza, man, they make that pizza bowl with no bread, so I can have sauce, cheese, and meats, and not have to worry about the levels from the bread. I have to be careful about the sauce, obviously. I won't dip the extra sauce because that has its own levels of sugars and whatnot. But overall, dude, this has been. I don't want to downplay it, but it's been a piece of cake. Eat without having a piece of cake. Yeah. It's been a piece of cake without having a piece of cake. It's great.
Not a piece of cake.
I even went to Golden Corral one of these times and just obviously meat and veggies. Stayed away from all the breads and stuff. Meat and veggies, and then it had sugar-free dessert, which wasn't terrible. It was Jell-O, so you can't really screw that up. So it was sugar-free Jell-O. Still tasted kind of sweet. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm missing out yet. I mean, it's only been 3 weeks, but I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So, yeah. So people out there, if you've got a diabetic issue or you're overdoing it, ain't the end of the world. I'm telling you right now, I've yet to come across I want this. The closest would probably be, because I got an email the other day, all you can eat pasta bowl is back at Spaghetti Factory. If that's what I'm giving up, that's what I'm saying.
It's like, move on with your life.
And it's not like, you gotta remember, it's not like nothing is prohibited, just everything in moderation. However, if I want to go ape shit on pasta one day, I'm going to, and then I just will be fine, the next couple of days. It's like, I'm okay, quote unquote, slipping, because I know what I'm doing in the sense of, okay, I know to keep, like if I do it for dinner, I know that my breakfast and lunch are going to be basically almost carb-free type meals, knowing what's going to happen for dinner. So, I mean, not that big of a deal. So, yeah, white people shit would be being responsible with the medical shit and actually followed up, went and rescheduled, and things are going smoothly. Knock on wood.
Nice.
So now it's just a matter of wait till the weekend, maybe Sunday, and add Hulu Live to my subscription so I can start watching sports ball for the next 4 months. Important stuff.
So episode 33 is when we'll get the next medical update.
I was gonna say, would that be right? Yeah, that is a long time.
It's a long time from now.
You say that, but we were just
Be here
talking
soon.
about planning something in
Right? I was
September,
like,
and we were
why
like,
are you
"Oh
talking
shit,
about September?
September's
That's
here."
not until 2 more days from now. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Homework.
Well, like I said, let's end this with our gratitude project. So again, to reiterate my text, I appreciate you guys. As a kid, moving around a lot, it was hard to keep friends. And shit, I've been friends with Duke since 1999 now. I mean, I've known him literally more than half my life. I can't say that we've had a lot of arguments and fights and all that shit and like broke up. Shit, we lived together.
Episode 3.
Lou, I've been friends with you since
Episode 3.
06.
You got episode 1 on one side,
Right.
episode 3 on the other.
So, and same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, it's hard for me to keep friends. Just, I'm very stay at home, do my own thing. But I don't seem to annoy you guys. You stick around. You're there for my kids. What
Yeah.
could I want? You know what I'm saying? They have zero problem calling you guys uncles, and I'm good with it. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You are. When we had to in this class, we had to write down all the stuff that's important. You were second right after my family, and when they started making us cross out one or two things at a time. I think I crossed out vacation and Comic-Cons, and
You were
I
halfway
think
through.
by the time it was left, it was family, home, you guys, and the pets.
And family was halfway crossed out, and then you
I
were
was
like,
like,
"Well,
let me
I
go
should have
back.
did this in pencil. Well, mine's similar vein. Mine's real simple. I mean, it was soon as you said it, especially with you two on the screen, it was real simple. It was the fact that I get to be me around you. I don't have to worry about any bullshit. With y'all know exactly how y'all know my OCD. Y'all know all my little particulars, all my bullshit. Hate the left, hate the right, hate everything. Just pushing buttons for the sake of pushing buttons. And y'all are just like, yeah, that's Lou. And there isn't any kind of, man, I have to be this way when I'm here. Oh, I can't say this, or I shouldn't say that, or I can't. Nope. Whatever comes to mind, I can say it without having to worry about offending you guys and without having to worry about, are they still going to love me tomorrow? No, I don't have to do that. And I can totally appreciate that I've got two friends that it doesn't matter. I can go off the rails and y'all are going to be like, okay, we know something's wrong, and you would know that if something really was wrong because you know me well enough. Or it's like, okay, Lou's in a mood, or whatever the case may be, but the fact that you know me well enough where I don't have to be like,
yeah,
all right, I'm just going to keep this to myself. I don't have to. I could be like, hey, like with all this shit going, even take it a step further with mom medical shit. I know, I haven't had to do it yet, but I know if the shit hit the fan and I wasn't feeling good mentally about something that was going on, either one of you, I could pick up the phone and there's not going to be a problem having a conversation. That's something that you don't find too often, obviously. And for me, easy appreciation on that one to have you guys in my world. So there you go.
Well, now I feel like an asshole if I don't say you guys.
You can't say us guys now. So you gotta save that for next. You gotta save it for next week. So that way you're by yourself on that one, and we look like the asshole.
Yeah. I was, in the same vein. Like, it's, I'll just continue the group blowjob because that's what's happening right now. So I'm good with that. Is that circle? It's a circle centipede.
It's Aurora Bolas. It's what was that Loki thing?
It's a pyramid.
No,
is that what you were
what was his name? Yeah, what's that called?
Ouroboros.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
Ouroboros.
OB, yeah, OB. The snake eating his tail.
The snake.
Yeah, that's us.
The snake that's eating his tail. Yeah. So
I'm eating that tail.
I mean, it's, there were, and again, I think this came up over Comic-Con where I was like, hey, like, where's the rest of the group? Because the first time that I met Lou, and the first time I went to Comic-Con with you guys, there was like 10 people, 12 people. right? And now that's been 15 years, 16 years, something along those lines since we've all gone together, right? And this trip, one of the things that I had to kind of like go, oh, like, these are my boys, right? Like, because again, all those other people, none of them made, I'm sure that the conversation was, hey, Lou's here, I'm here, Duke's here, right? Jack says that. Lou says, Jack's here, Duke's here, blah, blah, blah. The fact that none of them made any effort at all to come around, right? Or at least meet up for something, even to just dap it up and hug and okay, cool, we'll get back in line, right? Considering how often we used to come across those guys just in the world, right? So we're all at Comic-Con. How many times do we come across Bill? How many times do we come across so-and-so, right? So and so on. So the fact that I was able to come with you guys and still have that same experience without feeling like I was missing out on something, if that makes sense. The fact that, you know, I think both Lou and I don't want to speak for you, Lou, as far as this goes, but when Jack was like, we should do a podcast, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do it because Jack wants to do it, right? Like at the beginning, I was just kind of like, okay, I'll give Jack a month. He'll get tired of setting this stuff up and doing all the work. And then we'll, you know, and again, it wasn't stuff this wasn't me like being negative. It was just like, I mean, we all have lives now and stuff happens and we get excited about something and we're into it. And then, you know, for all I know, Jack could have looked at the stats and been like, oh, 3 people have listened to one of our episodes. This isn't worth the time. Right. But the fact that we've been able to stick it out for 26 weeks now, the fact that we're able to hang out with each other every week now for at least an hour and a half, and then the time that we spend afterwards talking about the, you know, at some point we're going to have to start recording an after show, you know, with the realness, right? The fact that we're able to still do this and still come up with an hour and a half of stuff, even while talking to each other through text through the course of the week, you know, this is time I value and time that I try to go as much out of my way to be fully present for, you know, because there's a lot of stuff that I do where I'm just kind of like, you know, you're there and you're kind of paying attention to the conversation, but you've heard the stories before. You've heard the, you know, like, oh, good. Okay. So-and-so is going off on this again. Cool. But you're not paying attention, right? But with this, I'm completely present the whole time, you know, and so, but it's not even an effort. Like, it's just something that I want to do. And so yeah, so valuing this time with you guys, you know, the fact that we're making this work in multiple time zones and multiple locations and, you know, it means a lot.
Totally
you know?
agree. And I would argue that absolutely you're not speaking for me because we talked about it offline before, and it was like, okay, I'm down. Jack wants to do this. There's no who else would I rather be having a conversation with on a regular basis? So no problem for me. If Jack wants to go for the next 30 years, I'm going to be on for the next 30 years. If you guys want to stop later on, we'll stop later on.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm having fun with this. It's a great time for, like you said, for us to catch up.
Yeah.
The fact, like, I didn't really think about that, but the fact that we chat throughout the week on our group text and still have an hour and a half to chat with some more, it's like there's so much going on that we get to keep the opportunity to just like, oh, I forgot, I didn't mention this to you guys, or I didn't mention that to you guys. And then obviously come probably not next week, but the week after, there'll be shit talking with our fantasy football league. Once we get that going, so there's going to be, how's this going? It's like, never did I know I would care about a Rams backup running back because he's on my team or some crap like that. So, but yeah, I'm totally down. It's absolute blast. It's fun. And it's like, I'm already looking forward to obviously December, the next in-person meet for the 3 of us, at least the 3 of us, for Disney. So it's absolutely gone longer. This pod has gone longer than I was expecting it to, just because it was like, we're not going to get anybody watching us. And then the more this went on, the less I was even worried about that. It was like, I don't even care if anybody watches us. It's like, I'm having fun with just the 3 of us chatting. So, but I think you're onto something with the whole, as soon as we log on, hit record. It's like, because a lot of times we're just talking shit and it'd be great for the cast.
That's kind of, I mean, that's kind of
Today,
what, to
yeah.
be honest with you,
Yeah.
that's what we did earlier when we were waiting for you and you were having the problem. And it was like, well, I don't want to necessarily jump into Jack talking about what his class without recording it.
Right.
Because I don't want to have him repeat all of that again. And so we just started recording and then you jumped in. So it'll be a funny thing to see how that pans out.
I'm certainly curious. What you do is, I know, right?
Looks like I'm actually going to listen to it this time.
Yeah.
Well,
my
first thought was, what you do is with that part where I'm out, you have to get a screenshot of me just like this. And then you put that on the screen, and it's like the voice goes over, my mouth isn't moving at all, or just a loop of my mouth moving like this, just whatever. And you sit there,
like,
yeah, exactly.
We'll Madam Web you.
I'll turn around so you get some shots behind me. So when you need me to say something, I'll just turn around. So it's like, that way you don't see my lips.
But it'll be a quick cut. You won't turn. You'll go from facing forward to all of a sudden we'll just see the back of your head.
Stop recording.
Oh my God. That would be pretty funny, actually.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, there you go.
So again, like I said, I'm grateful that we are able to do this, that we make it work, that you guys did stick by. I know it was a stupid fucking idea, 100%. I didn't think we were going to get rich off of it. I thought we would entertain a couple people that want to listen to it. And then as it has gone by, 3, 4, 5 people download us a week. But you know what? It's fun. When we're gone, the shit's still going to be on YouTube. People, if something happens, we'll always have hours upon hours of just us bullshitting.
Yeah.
So if something happens, if Luke gets paralyzed in a couple weeks and he kills himself, we have that.
Right.
We can look back on it and be like,
we need at least one Christopher Reeve. We need at least one Christopher Reeve episode before you go, Luke.
We have to. There's too many. There's too many jokes.
I'm totally going to hell now.
We can't leave all those jokes on the table. Come on now. All the living color handyman jokes. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. That's the littlest thing that straw is the littlest thing that's been in his mouth in years.
I've met some Asians. You don't know that. Wait, do we have any Asians?
Big difference between skinny and short, Lou. Skinny and short.
Is it a midget straw? Or a dwarf straw?
Dwarf.
It's important shit. You gotta know that.
Shit.
Okay. Only you can tell us.
Never mind.
Real quick though, the comment that I got is that people like it, and I think Lou echoed this before.
Yeah.
People like it when we talk about our shit.
Random, not just so if we include the personal touch
stuff, right?
it's preferred to have some of our own little stories in there.
Yeah.
Our personal stories. So
yeah. So
like I said, as you go through this week, think of something you are grateful for. It doesn't have to be us. We got all that shit out of the way. Just something that you are grateful that you get to do. Yeah, you have to go to work, unless you're Lou. But you're grateful you have a job. You're grateful for your girlfriend. You're grateful for whatever. So I just want that to be a continual thing. And it will start off as stupid, I think. But I think that it'll affect change in all of us. And the three people listen to our podcast.
I can already tell you what next week's is going to be. I'm going to give you all a head start. I'm grateful that this is going to make Thanksgiving prayer a lot easier.
Right? You already have 364 days practice.
You know what?
Between here and Thanksgiving.
Lou's going to be like, this is what I'm thankful for.
I'm just going to splice it all together. It's like, okay, guys, I'm going to we'll out the old
minutes later.
TV with the VHS connected to it. It's like, okay, what are you thankful for? Hang on. Wheel this out. Play. All right, y'all. Watch this.
I'll be back in 42 and a half hours.
Why are there what Thanksgiving's 13 weeks? Why are there 12 different jump cuts in this prayer? Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Woo! On that note.
All right, gents. Have a good week.
Yeah. We'll do it again.
We'll do it again in 7.
We'll be able to talk about opening night football. It's all about the schedule app.
All right, guys.
Peace
Have
out.
a good week.
All right. Bye.